Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top five are correct, then make predictions for next week's top five. Now, let's get right on into it. Last week, I predicted that number one would be War for the Planet of the Apes. Number two would be Spider-Man Homecoming. Number three would be Despicable Me 3. Number four would be Wish Upon. And number five would be Baby Driver. And I only got 3 out of 5 of my predictions right this week, mainly because there was a movie that was in the top 10 last week that I actually didn't know was expanding into more theaters this week, so that's primarily why I got 3 out of 5. So let's get over what actually happened. Number one was War for the Planet of the Apes. Now, in terms of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, it didn't exceed that opening weekend. However, this is still a higher opening weekend than Rise of the Planet of the Apes, so not too bad. It opened with $56 million, and that's on a budget of $150 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is already at 102, so it's safe to say that this movie's doing A-okay. No need to worry if you're concerned that it's lower. Please don't be. It's really not that bad at all, and I also just got back from seeing it a couple hours ago. I'm one of the people contributing to this, and oh my god, this movie is incredible. I'll save more for the review, but wow, everyone should be going to see this movie. I really hope that this movie stays strong in the next couple weeks. I hope it doesn't have like a big drastic drop or anything. Unlike number two, which dropped around 61%, which is Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, I'm not really that shocked that this movie had a big drop because normally the Marvel movies open big, then they have a drop around like 50 to like 60%. It's kind of the same, but still they make a lot of money, so it's not like Batman v Superman where it's like, oh my god, that is so huge of a drop. This is kind of like, yeah, this is kind of normal. Anyways, it opened with $45 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $208 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $469 million. So it already doubled its $175 million budget on its way to tripling it, which is why this movie's really not in trouble. When you see 61 point something percent drop on any website, don't be that concerned unless they already had a big, strong, successful opening weekend and are kind of holding true to that even when it goes down. Anyways, number three is Despicable Me 3, opening with $18 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $187 million. And on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at 619. And looking at how it is right now, this movie's going to get to $1 billion. That's for frickin' sure. I mean, looking at it, how it's only been like 2 weeks, or yeah, like 3 weekends now since it's been out, and it's already here. I'm pretty sure that it's going to get to $1 billion before it leaves the top 10, which is fine, but I really don't want them to think, oh, we can make a lazy Despicable Me movie. Let's make another one, Despicable Me 4. I don't want the series to turn into Ice Age, pretty much, which is kind of what it's doing right now anyways, because, you know, Minions came out too. Whatever, let's freaking move on to a good movie, which is number 4, Baby Driver, making $8 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $73 million. On the worldwide chart, it is at $96 million. This is officially Edgar Wright's highest grossing film worldwide, and I am so happy for the dude. It surpassed Hot Fuzz, which is like around 80 million worldwide, so I'm so glad that Baby Driver's at this, and it's also about to hit 100 million worldwide, which is so good. Maybe the next Edgar Wright movie, it'll make more money than Baby Driver. I'm hoping that this movie's getting Edgar Wright's name out more. Maybe more people will look back and go, oh, he made this movie too, and also this, and maybe Edgar Wright movies can be successful now, please. Moving on to number 5, which is The Big Sick, the one where I predicted, like, I didn't think it was going to be here, but it expanded and I didn't know about it. It made $7 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $16 million, which is very good. I'm assuming the budget is $5 million. I'm just going to assume that it's either 5 or 10, just looking at the movie and just seeing that it got released limited first. I'm just assuming that it has a budget around $5 million, because Wikipedia hasn't told me, or Box Office Mojo, or the numbers. There's no budget for this thing. So yeah, so I'm assuming it's doing pretty good, especially since it expanded this weekend and made more money. That's pretty good. Got into the top 5. Good for it, man. Number 6 is Wonder Woman, making $6 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $380 million. And on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at 764. Now, I don't know if it's going to be released in any other places yet. I haven't checked to see if it has any more release dates around the world, but I'm afraid that this movie is going to leave the top 10 without it surpassing Batman v Superman for highest grossing DCEU film worldwide. But domestically, at least it got there. I'm praying that it gets at least 20 more million before it leaves the top 10. I really want to see this movie make around 400 million worldwide. I mean, domestically, worldwide, I want to see it surpass BBS. So Let's cross our fingers for Wonder Woman here. It's still doing great regardless. I'm just saying it would be great just to see that statistically. Number 7, oh, Wish Upon. I had high hopes for you. Unfortunately, you only made $5 million this weekend on a budget of $12 million. Usually these horror movies that you really don't care about when you see the trailer, like, oh, it's just another horror movie with a device or a creature, whatever. Usually those are like $5 million budget, something like that. This is like $12 million, a little bigger than the average. It needs to get to 24 to be considered a success, and it's probably not going to get there unless next weekend it has just a big boom domestically and also worldwide, but the chances of that happening are very doubtful. So let's move along to number 8, which is Cars 3, which is getting a little bit more of a boom. It made $3 million here domestically, which is only $140 million in total, but on the worldwide chart, it did go up like a little bit more. It's gotten to $222 million worldwide, and I think that's on account of there are more places that this movie needs to be released in, and it just got released in another place, and it's making more money. It's like gonna be released in other places like throughout the summer and into September. So as soon as this movie leaves the top 10 domestically, it's still going to be making extremely more money. So this isn't a Pixar bomb like I originally was estimating, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, it's okay, I guess. Number 9 is Transformers The Last Night, making $2 million, adding to a domestic total of $124 million. It is still on the trend of just not matching up to the other Transformers films in the slightest worldwide. It is sitting at $517 million. This thing's about to leave the top 10. I'm not sure if it's going to be here next week, honestly. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be here because they got some other movies coming out that'll push it out. I think this is the last time we're seeing Transformers, and I'm kind of happy about that because this movie deserved to bomb. I left the movie infuriated. And finally, number 10, a movie that also left me infuriated, still gotta review it, The House. It made $1 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $23 million, and it didn't get anywhere near the $80 million doubling point. Ha! In your face, Will Ferrell. Now, it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. Very special birthday weekend sort of estimation. My birthday is Thursday, but whatever. It's the birthday weekend. Who cares? I'm going to say number 1 will be Dunkirk. I think Dunkirk has a really good chance because you have the people actually wanting to see a good Christopher Nolan movie, also want to remember history, the actual Dunkirk, and of course the tweens who love Harry Styles are going to come. I think this movie's going to do really good. Not going to be like $100 million opening or anything. It's going to do really good. I think it'll be enough to edge out War for the Planet of the Apes, which is what I'm going for number 2. Now, for number 3, with Spider-Man Homecoming's kind of drop, and also early buzz, I guess, for Valerian, I'm going to go number 3, Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets. Then I'm going to go number 4, Spider-Man Homecoming. And then number 5, I think will be Despicable Me 3. And you're probably wondering, Jackson, what about Girls' Night? You forgot about Girls' Night. Actually, I didn't. It's just, I don't think that movie really stands a chance, to be honest. Like, you look at Rough Night, that didn't open in the top 5, like when that came out, and that went on to kind of bomb. I'm thinking Girls' Night might have the same effect, or maybe this will be the next Hangover, where it makes $1 billion in junk and it gets sequels and junk. I don't know. We'll just have to find out. This is just the predictions, folks. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave it in the comments below. And if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then I am sorry. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.